Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, today I've got a new motorcycle to show you. Had it a little while. I've even picked up a few parts for it along the way, but it's kind of been on the back burner. I'm not going to get right into it, but we're going to see if it'll run. And you know, like I say, it's missing a few things, so I'll show you that when we go take a look at it. But we'll see if we can get it going. And if you look over my shoulder here, you can see that it's not yellow. It just happens to be blue. So it's a 78, I believe, IT 175 Yamaha. So let's go take a look at it. Okay, I had to get the RM down for a while. We'll move on to something else for a little bit. I've had this one for a few years. It's been stuck in the back of the barn, and I don't know whether it will run. It's doesn't look too bad. Looks like maybe it's got a newer rear fender on it. This stuff all looks like it normally does on one this old, but this one seems to be pretty much complete. I know it's missing a speedometer cable, so I'm not sure what's up with that, but that's something that I have picked up. Let's see, what else was it? Yeah, I see a little oil leak down here, so that's not good. But you know, all in all, it's in really pretty good shape. It's not a lot of dents. Looks like most of the muffler stuff is there. This is prior to the aluminum swing arm, and we've really got some hill climbing power here. I'm not sure what the normal ratio should be like, but I'm kind of assuming probably closer to 45 or 50. But got a little alley here on the rear rim, but all in all, this thing looks pretty good. It's missing the little bag. Actually, I think that I have that, but it's all in pieces. So I'll probably, I think I'm just probably going to pick up the plastic for it. I did a couple years ago kind of work on the side of the tank here a little bit, but you can see when you get down where the fuel's been setting in it here, you can see it's been, you know, it's yellow. And I know people work on these tanks and get them shined back up, and I may try it on this one. I've certainly got to try it on the RM over here. Those tanks are just not available, so you've kind of got to take care of them. These, I believe, are available from DC Plastics, and of course everything else is on here. It just, let's see here, it is 171 cc's. Looks like the carburetor's got a little duct tape around the intake manifold. I'm not seeing any bent or broken fins. We do have oil leak though. You can see here on the shifter. This is a 6-speed, I believe. And I'm not real sure when they started putting CDI on these, but this one does have CDI. That's a good thing if it works. So everything is, you know, it's just not bad. Yeah, this side fins and everything got one little bent one right there. So I think maybe the first thing we need to do is just check the oil and maybe pull the plug, make sure we've got some spark, and we'll proceed on from there. Now let's just see if we got oil. Looks kind of wet there, so assuming there's probably some in it. Let's see if we can do this graciously. Yep, it's coming out, so we do have oil in the transmission. See what we got here for a plug. Looks pretty good. See what we got here. Yep, I got it. So I'm seeing plenty of spark. Okay, dropped her down here. I think DC Plastics has got these toolkit now too. Anyhow, looks like we got about 3804 on the clock here, but like I said, the speedometer cable is missing, so we don't know whether that's, you know, obviously it's probably not going to be right. Got clutch feels good. Brake operates. The brake operates for the rear, looks like. And I don't see any leaks as far as the forks go, but that doesn't mean anything. Could be no oil in them. Well, let's see here I'll go ahead and get some fuel in the cylinder, and we'll see if this thing will start. I'm just gonna bring it up on top dead center. There, I think. Give it a little shot. All right. Okay, let's see if she's got anything. Oh, that's encouraging. Let me go get a bottle and get some fuel. That thing might run. All right, let's get it back up here where we can take a look at it. Okay, got some cold gas here. This is a premix bike, as far as I know. I just don't like putting gas in the tank and it just being there, you know, if you're not using it. Let's get a screwdriver or something. No hard lines. Let's see here. I gotta get a bigger hose. Looks like that's too small. I got a lot more hose here and I need. Yeah, you just hate to cut hose off because you might need it. So we'll try to kind of hold this up out of the way, keep it away from the muffler and all that kind of stuff. We get a piece of tape to hold that. All right, that should keep it away from it. Yeah, we really got a good oil leak down here at the bottom. Or maybe it's just from when I opened the thing. Now there was a little there when I started, so it's probably leaking something. Why wouldn't it? All right, let me we'll turn some gas loose up here. See what the carburetor does. Fuel running down. So far, so good. Oh, that's some hard old line right there, buddy. My goodness. Get up there so I can get to the choke. I was checking the kill switch here to see if it would work, and it does. Apparently doesn't want to run with the choke off. So let's figure out what's going on with that. Yeah, doesn't like the choke off. Yeah, probably got a pilot jet plug. That's my thought. Just well check the air cleaner. We just don't have the problem with mice here like a lot of places do. even though it's been sitting in the barn for several years. We just don't have those kind of issues for the most part. Yep, just a little dirty though. All right, let me see if we can get that carb off of there. I wonder how hard that boot's going to be. I've seen worse. I think maybe the simplest way to do this is to just pull the box out. Maybe, we'll see. Yeah, that's pretty easy. It gives us a lot of room. Yeah, there's the CDI box up there. So it's definitely CDI. I thought it was 79, but I don't know, maybe they grouped the 77 and 78 together as a, what do they call it, a 1W2. So it may be both of them. And I think the manifold is one thing that I did get. I'll have to look at my box of stuff. Usually when I bring one of these home, I look them over pretty good, and then if I think I'm going to, you know, make runners out of them, then I'll go ahead and start picking up parts. I actually see a front fender too, so I did pick a front fender up sometime or another, but I think that's it as far as plastic goes. Let me get this over to the bench and let's see what it looks like. Alright, let's get this thing apart. And you can see we're going to need all these new little hoses. I hate brittle, hard hoses. Looks like somewhere along the way, you can see here that somebody's been beating on the carburetor. That's about as bad as beating on a crankshaft trying to get the flywheel off. Some people just should not be trusted with hammers and hammering type tools. I do that myself. I'll kind of tap on them, but I always use a plastic or a wood handle on a screwdriver. If it takes more than that, you're not going to fix it that way. Let's see. I don't want to tear up the gasket there. So where are we hung up? Looks like around the front here. Let me see if I can get something that I can get in there, and I don't want to tear that gasket up if I can help it. There, I think we got it. Yeah. Oh, there's those cotton picking hard hoses. They're grabbing everything. Okay. No surprises here, really. I tell you, these hoses, when they get hard like that, you're better off trying to cut that hose a little bit to get to, and then just rock it off of there. I've seen these brass connections pull out of the carburetor trying to pull on them. So you're just better off to cut them off. Now that's clear. I'm sure it's this one. Let me get a few more tools. Okay. Oh boy, that jet doesn't look real good in there. It's like it's tore up pretty good. I hate that. That's going to need some tapping too. So let's get this thing. Looks like I didn't get the right one. And still not the right one. Let me do some looking here. Okay, I've got a little piece of brass here that I'm going to tap on brass with. If it doesn't come out pretty easy, then and it's not wanting to. I don't like to force things. One slip on a carburetor and you're looking for a carburetor. Okay, got my gunsmithing screwdriver here. They're hollow ground. That's the best thing that you can get into these. And this one I can see is kind of, well, I believe it came loose. Yep. I will see if I've got a new one though. I don't like them when they're tore up. Yeah, that's not too bad, but yeah, it is pretty bad. It wouldn't take much for that to break off. But I'll just about bet you that's not open at all. Can't see anything through it. So that's our idle problem. I've got to get my magnifying glass and I think I see the number right here. And I'm going to have to get a wire brush and see if clean that off. There she goes. Still didn't want to come out of there. There. Yeah, had a bunch of, looks like rust and corrosion right there. Got to be careful with these. You can damage the thread in there for the jet. So use brass or aluminum. Aluminum's probably the best. I just didn't have anything that small. Okay. And this appears to be a strange size. Okay, I got the wow, looks like a 60. That's pretty big. Let me do some looking and see if that's right. Sorry about the wiggle, guys. When I put this other camera mount over here where I'm at now, for some reason it's always kind of been wiggly. I don't know. Okay, I got pulled up over here and it's showing pilot jet 60, so that's right. And let's see, our float level is at 23.5 millimeters, and the main jet should be it says 360 50 or 60. Oh, with pilot jet, okay, it's showing it again. 360 on the main and 80 or 60 on the pilot jet. I don't know why it shows it twice. Got a pilot jet down here. Okay, so let me see if I got one. Yeah, I'm supposed to have one in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it? $60. Okay, so we'll put that one in new. It looks like the only one I got. It's got a pretty big hole in it. These things can get froze in there too. They can be really difficult to extract. Looks like we're lucking out on everything there. I think we're clean. Yep, everything's out of there. And everything but the bottom here. Let me see about 17 millimeter and see if we can get that out. Wasn't even tight. And we've got an O-ring on that. So we've got some cleaning to do. Okay, I'm just going to put all these parts in my little basket here, and these will go in the ultrasonic cleaner. And these I'll take over here and pre-clean a little bit with some brake clean first. And there's just a lot of stuff here that the soap and water isn't going to take off. So I kind of pre-clean a little bit here with some brake clean. And then I can toss all that out in the trash. Just put these two pieces in there, and then our small parts. and let that go for a while. Okay, we got her cleaned up. Get her put back together. Let's see here. Our new 60 in there. And I believe I did see 360 on that main jet. I think I'm gonna have to get a smaller one. Yep. The other one was so messed up, a bigger one fit in it. Okay. I'm having trouble reading it. Let me get my magnifying glass. Yeah. The 3 is really hard to see, but that's what it is. 360. Some of this stuff didn't get cleaned up very good, but the passages are clean. That's the main objective. I just don't have a gasket, so I've got to use this one. I'll have to pick up some gaskets for these. And this little plunger was completely stuck, so I had to soak it in some Kroll oil and then kind of tap on it with a screwdriver to get it to loosen up. Now it's good. Boy, that's my old fat fingers. I have to get this in there and just hope it doesn't go flying. It almost goes. There. Okay, we got the witness mark right here. I could have probably soaked some of this stuff in lacquer thinner, probably would have helped, but I didn't. But like I say, everything is clear as far as I can tell. So, let's see. We're good, I think. So we'll put this on. And get our screws in. Well, those are kind of small, aren't they? I have to spread those a little. I'm kind of out of the Tygon for this and the gas tank. So I had this clear stuff. So we're going to try it. Maybe by the time I get ready to do this for real, I'll have that stuff. Because this probably won't last very long. Okay, and get this choked back in there. Okay, got her kind of back together, so we'll take it back over to the bike and see if we can get her on. I do have a new intake for this, but I'm not going to put it on right now. Yeah, put a new line on there too, but I'll leave it off until I get ready to put it up. Okay, I think that stuff probably goes there too. Okay. And let the fuel go, and there she goes. Make sure we're not going to leak. All looks good at this point. Sounds a little loose. Laying around in it. Sure sounds loose, I don't know. I've got a feeling that these probably are like that because they've got a lot of rubber on them to start with. I think they probably just were kind of like that. At least it idles. Smoke's slowing down a little now. It was bad. I've got my fan on back here sucking it out, but it's clearing up. It'll just take a little time. Got a lot of crap in it. I just turned the gas off, so it should be dying down here pretty quick. I'll leave that on for a little while. It's not too bad in here now. Okay guys, not a bad old bike. Just gonna need a little TLC and you know, I guess it'd be pretty much rideable the way it is, just it's kind of noisy. I think maybe the cylinder needs freshened up, but for the most part, you know, I think it's in pretty good shape. I've seen a lot worse. Man, you ought to be able to pull anything, any hill with that. 56, it looks like, is the count on that sprocket. I just don't have any idea what it's supposed to be, but I'd say it's probably more like 45 or 50. Okay guys, there you have it. Another old bike that needs saving, I guess. I've had this one a couple years, actually probably longer than that. I bought it and the F7 Kawasaki at the same time, and you know, I'm working on the F7 now. I'm just about ready to put the engine back together on it, or at least the lower end. This one here, it sounds pretty loose. I think I've heard that those radial cylinders are kind of noisy, and that's probably why they put all that rubber dampening stuff on them, all that. But I really don't know. And this thing, I was just looking at the spec sheet on it. 66 bore, 50 stroke, about 21.5 horsepower at 9,500. Using a 34 carburetor. It does have CDI, 6-speed gearbox. That's I don't think I've got any others on the place that have a 6-speed. And you know, it's early monoshock. I don't know. I guess you could put the aluminum one on it, but what's the point? It's still a 78, and it's probably worth more as an original. You know, it just needs all that plastic taken care of, and pull everything apart, clean it up good, repaint what you can paint, and put it back together. And I'm kind of heading more towards the freshen up type restorations these days instead of the full-blown nut and bolt stuff. I've just about had it with that. It was fun for a while trying to chase all those special parts, but it ain't anymore. All it is expensive. So I'll get what I can. If I can get it cheap, I'll do it. If I can get it used and cheap, I'll do it. If I can't, I'll make it. Whatever. But you know where I'm going with this. We're just trying to do the best we can with as little money as we can. So, you know, I don't know what to say. It's just a good old bike, and it'd be rideable just the way it is. So hey, thanks for going along on the ride, and we'll see you next video.